Hello, everybody. Welcome to my 2026 annual New Year's predictions. And I am Kelly. I am an intuitive and an international healer. I do healing all over the world. And I really look forward to my annual predictions because I really do a deep dive. For anybody that is joining me, in the future, I do monthly energy insight and predictions every month. And so it's typically on the first of every month that I put them out, and I usually do them. I usually do them live too. So thank you everybody for being here. Lorraine, hello, thank you, and Annie Bear, hello, thank you so much for being here. CJ, hi. Ascending Universal Butterfly, hello. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And Debbie, hello at Three Shifting Veils. Thank you guys for being here. Barbara Berkman, hello. And Andrew, hello. And so I'm just going to jump into it because I do have a lot to go over with. So I am going to start, and I will be looking down because I have 4 pages here to to read off. So I will be looking down, and it's going to be a good year. We're going to start out with that. It's going to be a good year. So 2026 will be a year of deepened spirituality and a rise in consciousness and frequency. 2025 was kind of the purge. We were getting rid of all of everything that we no longer wanted to carry into 2026. So it was the year of the purge. And so this is going to allow us to move into a higher dimension and allow us to live consciously with more compassion and love, and empower and help empower our lives. We also, in 2026, we will experience and witness many timeline shifts. And we did have few in 2025, but because of the rise in consciousness and the rise in spirituality, we're going to witness them more this year. The foundations of the old systems are crumbling, and we're in an ascension of the new world. And 2026 is going to be a huge awakening. Anything built in hate, greed, you will start to see it crumble. The fifth dimension is like really pushing its way in, and it will be built on love, compassion, the law of one, and equality, which is absolutely beautiful. Rocky Mountains. I do get that if anybody's going to the Rocky Mountains and are going to be hiking and spending time in the Rocky Mountains, I really do get that you need to use extra caution, because I got tumbling. So tumbling, I got rocks, I got avalanche, I got snow. I literally saw somebody like slipping. So just to really use caution, if you are going to the Rocky Mountains. I got that Las Vegas, it's going to be a hard year for the city this year. And Shanghai, I just kept getting the hit. Shanghai. So I really feel like there's going to be something major happening in 2026 that, when we hear it, and it could be something coming out, or it could be something weather related, but I kept getting Shanghai. Again, we had so many major weather events in 2025, and this is going to carry over into 2026. It Yeah, and they just gave me confirmation again. It's going to be major weather events, natural disasters, and I got the year of earthquakes, and I got West Coast, California, Alaska, Chile, Argentina, and tornadoes again this year. And I know we had a lot last year, but tornadoes, we're going to have a lot of tornadoes this year. And again, I mean, they're common more in the Midwest, but we're going to again see them in places that we don't typically see them. In fact, I think we had a small one here in California a few days ago. And again, and I hate to say it because so many of us here on the West Coast and into Washington, into California are suffering from flooding. Unfortunately, we're going to see that again in 2026. We're going to see more flooding. And I did get that. I got Madagascar is going to get hit with flooding. Fires, a lot more fire. I mean, everything is a lot more, a lot more this year. It's more fires. And I got California, East Coast, Canada, Australia, and volcanic eruptions. I got more. There's going to be more activity. And well, hurricanes, though, we didn't have many hurricanes last year, but I do get that there's going to be more this year. And I got New Orleans, the Carolinas, Florida, and Bermuda. And so, and many of you know this, that 2025 was a 9 year, and all about endings. And we saw a lot of people pass, and a lot of store closings, and just a lot of we saw a lot of endings. But 2026 is a 1 year, and so it's all about new beginnings and new opportunities. And it's also the year of the horse, and so things are going to come in really fast, and it's more about freedom and major transformations happening this year. So I mean, that's fabulous. That's fabulous news. I got new advancements coming out of the Mayo Clinic. And then also I got that there will be breakthroughs in Alzheimer's, muscular dystrophy, and cancer, which is, they just gave me validation. So there being breakthroughs in that. And for any of you that watched my predictions for 2025, I predicted last year that Mark Cuban would come out with lower cost in drug prices, and which he did, and and it really making a difference and really helping people out. I get that this is going to continue to expand in 2026. So that's wonderful news too. Weight loss drugs coming out, new ones and more affordable ones. And and I did speak on this last year, people really turning to alternative ways of healing. And and we did see this. I mean, I can speak for myself. I'm so busy, but really people turning to healers, to energy healers, to Reiki healers, to sound healers. And also this year people will really be looking within at their own healing abilities. And also I get that there's going to be more healing with herbs this year. But again, there's always going to be the need for Western medicine, but people are going to be really looking at alternative ways to heal this year. This is exciting. Our intuition and psychic abilities are going to elevate at warp speed this year. And I think it's exciting for all of us, and for even for those that think, oh, I don't have any abilities. Really pay attention this year, and just pay attention to the information that you get, in your daydreams and night dreams, and pay attention in, like, when you're meditating too, and then really trust. That's going to be the key, is to really trust your intuition and your abilities, and then and watch for signs. That's typically the way. That's usually the first key key thing to witness when you start opening up to your psychic abilities. You become aware of numbers, and e- looking at clouds and nature, and especially numbers, when a person's really opening up to their intuition. We are going to see more job losses in 2026. And unfortunately, it's going to hit small businesses, large businesses, and in companies closing. I got the tariffs, the price of goods and foods are driving out the small businesses, which makes me really sad. I get that there will be many restaurants closing this year, and it's happening here. We were going to order from a pizza place for my daughter-in-law's birthday, on Christmas Eve, and I went to place the order, and found out it was closed. And so we're going to start seeing, unfortunately, more small businesses, and large ones closing this year. Cyber attacks and ransoms this year. And this is exciting. I get that there's going to be new devices, new technology on how we communicate. And so I don't know how, but there will be new devices, new things coming out. And I really get that this is really exciting for us. And self-driving cars, we have them now. It's a thing. I mean, we all know it, but they're going to be really popping up in more cities this year. Facebook. Facebook is really going to take a hit this year. Young people just don't want to be associated with it, and so they will feel the decrease in subscribers this year. And this was kind of interesting. I kept hearing Paul Revere, and then I got escalating conflict in Venezuela, possibly Mexico, more wars and conflict, before November. We are going to hear about bribes within our government, and we all know that, they all take bribes. However, I get that there's going to be information leaked this year. Jeffrey E. It's just gross even saying the name. More truths will be revealed, and I get that they're going to be shocking. And it's people within our government, billionaires, people in power, people involved that we didn't think would be involved. It's going to be shocking. And the thing of it is our government and with people in power, one would think and hope that people with so much power would protect and save our children from trafficking and not participate in it. I get what's going to be coming out is going to be really disturbing. Media, I get, is really going to see a decrease in viewers. And because of the decrease in viewers, I get that they're going to really try to do more shock and awe because they're going to want to reel the viewers in. And so, almost like a desperate means of getting ratings and viewers. But I'm getting that people are realizing that it's manipulating and that all of it is dividing us, and people are really seeing that it's just really toxic. And last year I talked about cable TV, that people getting rid of it, and this is going to be a continued trend this year. However, I do get that YouTube and Netflix are going to like explode in a good way. That people are just going to be watching Netflix and YouTube more. I got 2026 is the year of inspiration. And I think that is so beautiful. And so, and I just touched on it a little bit ago, but really pay attention to your daydreams and night dreams, and really pay attention to the information you're receiving, that insight, those nudges, and just really pay attention to that. Travis Kelsey, I get, will be contemplating on retiring. And I do get possibly, and everything is all about free will, that there could be a baby on the way in 2026. And I just got validation. So I think that could possibly be in the works. Jennifer Aniston, I get, is going to be writing a book. And I got that her and Courtney Cox are going to be teaming up on a project together. Britney Spears, I got healthcare scare. So something with her that happens with her health this year and needs attention. Sadly, I predicted the Rob Reiner in my energy insight and predictions. I don't watch them. I think I predicted. I think it was back in July or August. I predicted that something was going to take place with Rob Reiner, and that it would make the news. And I'm sad to say that I'm sad to see what transpired out of that. Lou Ferrigno, I get, this year is going to have something with his health. And then, you never know what's going to pop in. So it's not like I seek these people out. They just pop in. Carrot Top, I got, is going to be struggling with a mental health issue this year. And this is wonderful news. I get that there will be a deepening, strengthening in our relationships, in our friendships, in our marriages this year. Just a bonding and coming together and strengthening in relationships. This one I thought was kind of odd. I kept hearing Land O'Lakes. And so I get Land O'Lakes company, that there's going to be something coming out within the company that we'll be hearing about in the news. I got issues with boats and ships and passages. AI, I get, is going to soar to new levels. And we will start seeing AI taking over many jobs in 2026. And and again, we're and also robots. We're going to see an increase in robots, and I can speak for this for myself. Um, we have two robots in our house. We have one that does our floors, and we have one that does our kitty litter box. And so we are going to see an increase in robots in the industries this year. I did get that there could be grocery store attacks and pharmacy attacks. And then I got to use extra caution and awareness around synagogues and temples. And so just, not to instill fear, but to just to really share the awareness that, if you're going to a synagogue or temple, just be street smart and keep your head on swivel. I know I spoke of wars, but I did also get that there will be a peace treaty deal, which is very, very nice. And then I thought this was beautiful. They said, let's make our light impossible to ignore. And they said, as we do, many light workers will be called to serve as role models and light guides to show people that are awakening the way. And this was really interesting, and I have to do a deeper dive into it. They told me we also have crystal guides, which I think is absolutely cool. Super, super cool. But I need to find out more about that. But that's what they told me. Health and nutrition will be on the forefront this year. People really taking better care of themselves and eating a clean diet and really getting rid of toxic food and paying attention to labels and just really becoming more aware of the chemicals in our food. And I also got to increase awareness around our mind, body, and soul. And so really stepping away from, not only the toxic food that we put into our bodies, but the toxic relationships that affect our health too. And so, and it could be, relationships, but I also got jobs, people stepping away from jobs and that they come to realize that are doing their body a disservice. I do see more people doing digital detoxes in 2026. And so, you know, we use our phones all the time and we're so dependent on our phones. However, I got, if we could start our mornings out with not looking at our phone and really just coming coming into a place of gratitude and prayer. And I know so many people here already do this, but I get that it's going to be a trend that it's a trend that's going to last, that people really see the benefits of gratitude and how it really affects them, their mind, their body, and soul. And so really giving gratitude in your, at the start of your day, and prayers at the start of your day, and then ending your day with prayers and gratitude is really going to make for a healthier and happier year. And I do get that people are really going to feel the need to get outside more and be in nature, trees, ocean, water, birds, and they're really going to see how they really help regulate our nervous system. And so I think that is really a beautiful thing too. And so I mean, even if a person could start doing one of them, one thing, and then just notice how your body feels. I do get influenza is gonna we're gonna get hard. We're gonna get hit hard on that this winter. And so really now supporting your immune system is gonna be really crucial. Prices of electric cars, I get, are really gonna become affordable this year, which is fabulous. Homeless problem. I get that this is gonna be addressed, and I got big donations coming in to help with the homelessness and and to help with the mental health and addiction, and also adding like small people communities coming together to build small houses and community to house the homeless. I do see in the future that there will be many empty storefronts, empty businesses, and just many empty buildings in the future, which sounds sad, but it's not. It's going to be good because I get that these empty buildings and storefronts, I get that they're going to be used to house the elderly and the homeless. Simplifying is going to be huge, huge this year. Simplifying. I get, and I think I did touch on this in 2025, and this too is carrying through, that people are going to go hard on just cleaning out clutter and stuff. Just getting rid of stuff that you no longer need, use, and just getting rid of that stagnant energy. I also get people downsizing this year, moving to smaller houses, just not wanting big houses. I got more families living together, and I do see, and I know this is gonna sound odd, but I do see that people selling their houses. Many people selling their houses and deciding to rent, and some of it is due to, you know, they can't afford the upkeep, but some of it is just to simplify so they don't have, the taxes, the lawn, the repairs. And so I do see that this is going to be something that starts in 2026 and then is going to carry through on, into 2027. Government, I get, is going to start giving us more drips, and they have given some leaked information about extraterrestrials, and I get that we're going to get more little drips and insight of extraterrestrials among us. Grief this year, and many of us are dealing with grief this year from losses. I mean, I can't even count the number of people that I've lost in 2025. A lot, a lot of loss this year. And I'm not, I mean, I know all of you have experienced a loss of loved ones too. And so a lot of people grieving and just dealing with that in 2026. However, I did get that there's going to be another form of grief, and that's people that are realizing that the people in government that they thought were really good and really believed in these people, they're going to come to realize that they weren't. And I get that it really crushes their reality. And it's sad, but however, I do get that it's going to bring that divide that has divided us. It's going to bring it closer together, and not only for family and friends, but I get communities too that it'll bring us together more. By June, I get the energy will be lighter and brighter, and they'll feel like there's hope in the air, which is really encouraging. However, we need to really appreciate, absorb that energy, and really take it in, because I get by August, I get that August is going to be a month of the energy is just going to be hostile. It's going to be a hostile, angry month. And so, and I do feel like it's going to carry through December. So people that are, especially the people that are resisting change, and the people that just that are comfortable in the 3D, are really going to have a hard time. And I really get that they're going to be angry. And so, just heads up for August, we're just going to need to plan accordingly, and just shower everybody with love, and send everybody love, and love and kindness and compassion, because that's what we need to do. So here are some things. Here are some things to prep for the new year. And and I'm not only telling you this, but I'm doing it myself. And so, to clear your energy, cut your cords, clear your energy, clear the energy of your house, your space, your car, and then to start doing like a deep cleaning. Oh, yeah, and they're going, yeah, that's the validation right there. To do deep cleanings just before the new year, and I know we only have a few more days, and then if you don't get it until after January, so be it. There's you guys do it however you want. But to do a deep cleaning of your oven, and shout out to my husband for cleaning ours, our stove, refrigerator, and to clean out your closets, drawers, cabinets, just doing a deep dive into those junk drawers. I know my vanity drawer, I took everything out, and cleaned it out, cleaning out under our beds, and also cleaning out like old text messages, and if there's old files, old photos, all of that holds energy. And so really getting rid of any, even if you do a couple things, it's going to be, it's going to make room for better energy to come in. And so also, and I have started doing this. I need to work on it a little bit more. If you do have vision boards, like I have many of them, you know, take them down and refresh them. Take off the things that have come into fruition, and then add the things that you want to happen for 2026. Sweep your stoop. Now I still have to do this. Sweep your front stoop, and I would use salt and some sage ash, and I would do a protection around your house. Shake rugs, and then just get rid of anything that you no longer use, or even like chipped items. I have things, a stack in my kitchen right now that I'm going to be getting rid of. Um, and then I started doing this myself last night. I recommend doing your releases, anything that you don't want to carry into 2026. And I know we talked about this in November for the full supermoon, and I did it then, but I'm doing it now for 2026. So anything that you don't want to carry into emotionally, mentally, physically, to release them, to write them out. And I did them last night, and I'm planning on burning them either on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. And then to do your intentions. And then I always post those on my vision boards. Then to start the new year with clean floors. And so I got this abundance floor wash that you can use. It's you fill your mop bucket with hot water, and you add 10 drops of rosemary, 10 drops of lavender, and then I add a pinch of salt and a pinch of cinnamon. And then what you do is you start at your front door and you work your way through the house to the back door. And that's just a floor wash for abundance for the new year. Then they told me to pass on. They said, let's live each day as everything is a miracle. And I love that so much, because really, literally everything that we encounter, good, bad, everything is a miracle. And for us to start living each day as it is. And so this year, many blessings, many soul growths. Our soul are we're going to have the soul growth, expansion. There's going to be many people that just decide that they just want to start over and sell everything and move. We're going to see a lot of people moving and just fresh starts for many. And then I got live each day as it's a fun adventure. And there too, with the good and the bad. I mean, just we ourselves decide whether it's we're having a good day or a bad day, and to make each day a new adventure. And so this year, it's a great year to follow those inner nudges, and really just be with with ourselves, and really to be present with each other is going to be really important. And it's the year to practice peace and to practice patience. And they said, get out and explore. And they said, lastly, celebrate all your wins, big or small. Celebrate them all. Then I got, when we choose love over fear, presence over panic, and unity over division, the timeline softens. I love that. And so for 2026, the mantra I got is, I trust my life is unfolding perfectly. I choose love as my timeline, and I walk into 2026 anchored in light, and so it is. And there it is. That is what I have for 2026. And I will, I'll be putting together my intentions, I'll be doing my intentions, but I'll be doing my energy update and predictions for February. And I just want to thank everybody, all my subscribers, and my ones that have been with me from the beginning, and my new ones. I just hit 20,000, and I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am for all of you. And I just want you to know that I love and I appreciate you all. And just please, like, and to support my channel, if you can like it, and leave a comment if you can, or share it. It just really helps support my channel. And most of all, I'm wishing you a new year filled with great health, great happiness, and overflowing blessings. and may 2026 be the most abundant year ever. And so, with that, I thank you all, and I am going to close. And I will see you tomorrow night on the Dream Show at 4 o'clock Pacific. So, thank you guys. Much love for 2026. Take care.